Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of the Projector Corner with Jess, the Projector in Business with Jess. So, today I want to talk about purpose. And, there's my higher self, I just got a shiver. The tremor of truth, resonance, yeah. So, I know deeply the frustration, the overwhelm, the confusion, the stagnancy, the feeling of being stuck and not knowing what your purpose is, even though you know deeply in your soul or through guidance that you have a soul mission to serve. So let me explain how this has played out for me. I had a purpose. My purpose was teaching. As a projector, I was invited into this profession when I was 17. I was living in a bedsit, and somebody in the local community said, "Would you tutor my child?" The child was out of school. I'm 17. I was always great at English. Obviously, no qualification. So I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll do that." It resonated with me, and I said I would do it for £10 an hour. So I began to learn, I began to investigate, and I went deep into learning how to deliver this curriculum. And soon after that, many other people started to approach me to tutor their students, their children. And so I began to be the local community English tutor. And what happened was children, usually actually children who were on the margins, children who were not in school or not doing well, were the students that I was working with, and they all made rapid progress. So that led me, I found that I was excited by it, and that led me to then go and do evening classes, to train, do my English degree, and then I did a postgraduate in certificate in education and became a teacher. And I remember, because I was a musician as well, I'd been pursuing music and I was chefing and doing all sorts of stuff, 3-line. I remember my first day walking out of the school that I was on my first placement in, having taught my first class of 30 children in an inner city London school. And I was walking down the road with such purpose. I remember feeling like, wow, this beats singing on the stage. This makes me feel so purposeful, like I've got a purpose in life. And that ended up being 7 years of being super passionate about my job and my career. And if we look at it from a human design perspective, I became an expert in my field. I'm a 1-line. I'm a 1-3. The 1-line is the investigator. They are the detective. They go into the depth of things. They like to cut to the core. Equally, my incarnation cross is the right angle cross of penetration. And what that's about is really cutting to the core, penetrating things deeply, whether it's life, whether it's a subject area, whatever it is. And what happened was I, as a 1-line as well, the shadow side of the 1-line is deep insecurity. And it's this fear of not having a solid foundation and understanding of like how things work on a deep level that drives us to keep learning more. And so what I became was an expert. And when I had my burnout and my spiritual awakening, because I wasn't balanced in all areas of my life and there was things that needed to be dealt with so that I could come back and serve in a sustainable way, serve and live life in a more balanced way and in a healthier way and actually serve my wider purpose, what happened was I took the time to heal and had many mystical experiences, and that took me on a whole new journey of learning energy work, learning about the subconscious mind to release negative beliefs or limiting beliefs, learn about learn about quantum physics, manifestation, all of these new things. And the conundrum happened because I kept getting the guidance and this knowing that I had to do my purpose work and build a service-based business. And so what happened was I was just I was being guided to learn different things. So I spent a year doing shamanic training. Did Reiki 1, Reiki 2 and Reiki 3. So I became a Reiki master. I learned meditation and learned to tune into the body and activate my intuition. And so I started, and many other things. And so what happened was I was building this new toolkit without really knowing how it related to my wider purpose. So I thought, okay, I'm a healer. And actually, over a period of my life, there have been many times I've been called the teacher's teacher. So anyway, confusion happened because I kept coming into blocks of, well, I'm a teacher. I've spent all these years mastering this skill set and developing my own systems and becoming super amazing at supporting people to make progress rapidly. And now I don't have a purpose, yet I'm supposed to be living my purpose. Anyway, 2019 to 20, we would say, yes, I was learning a lot, but I was also resting and recalibrating. 2020-21, I learned NLP. I learned inner child healing, did a certification, learned about spiritual life coaching. And yet none of it. Wrote courses and delivered them, developed Ho'oponopono and built a whole mindset alchemy Ho'oponopono practice around that, drawing on a range of knowledge, skills and expertise. Yet still, it didn't feel like the whole. Something was missing and I just couldn't understand. So my experience as well was to give away everything. So I had no possessions, I had no place to live, and this is how I learned to activate the highest expression of many of the gates in the chart. 2 is like the trust in the universe, into receiving and trusting that no matter what, you will always receive what you need. Gate 55, I learned to really believe and trust and build some foundational principles that now guide my thinking in life, around abundance and around how secure and safe we are and how abundant the universe is. How to actually navigate life moment by moment by tapping into my gate 57, which is my only one defined channel, 5710, from the spleen, which is all about intuition and making those moment-to-moment choices. And then human design. So I rejected learning human design for so long. It came to me in 2019 and I just was like, I was so exhausted, and I thought, I've just spent 7 years and hours, thousands of hours learning, testing, trialing, taking a scientific approach, getting to the depth of what it meant to be a powerful and potent educator on so many different levels. And I was like, what? So now I need to learn this massive system? And so I rejected it for a while because I was so, I just thought I can't. And that's interesting as well, because there's one of my gates in my chart is about that. I can't remember which one it is at the top of my head, but it's that, like, in the lowest expression, it's this fear of taking the right action that you know you need to take, because you believe it's going to be too much work. Anyway, I eventually said, yeah, you know what? I surrender. I am going to commit to learning to human design, because I kept learning marketing, kept investing in coaching, kept investing in stuff to learn how to market and clarify my voice, blah, 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 clarify my messaging. And all of it was so noisy and incoherent. And I would go to coaching classes and they were just giving me surface level stuff and nothing was aligned. So I knew I had to go deeper. One line. Eventually I realized, you know what? And my intuition was telling me human design. So I knew human design was the next thing. The day that I decided that was going to be, I was committing to human design, I received all of the money for the training. I received all the training, and that process began. So what's happened now is I realized, and I'm saying all of this, I'm telling you the story because, I think it will resonate with a lot of the audience, the people that I'm here to actually work with. This, what was I going to say now? Coming back to the point, which is, so I had to learn and spend, because I didn't have cash coming in a consistent way. Again, the universe set up the situation, or I was my soul, evolutionary path was put into a situation where it wasn't going to be easy for me to just simply get through. So I had to take huge amounts of time, 18 or 20 months now, to really wade through all of this information and understand how messaging, content, online marketing, developing a niche, creating a signature offer worked. And I kept coming back to, that's what I wanted to say. But I kept coming back to, I'm a teacher. Like, that's my thing. And I started to even though I was delivering ego work and meditation and intuition and coaching on core wounds, helping people through trauma, it wasn't my thing. I was great, but it wasn't lighting me up. And that's what I wanted to say. Coming back to this thing of being invited into the biggest careers. So I never ever advertised myself as teaching people how to write or write with clarity and conviction, or to develop confidence in their speaking and their writing, even though that's my skill set. So coaches started to approach me and ask me, can I do a session on this? Or, I really love the way you write. Can you teach me how to do it? And so that's the invitation. And that was started to happen last year, November, September. And then recently another healer, and I knew then as well, and I was looking back through all my journals last night. I was like, no, this is my vision. I want to help people to healers, personal brands, etc., connect with their purpose and to live abundantly in service, in a nutshell. And I was invited about 4 weeks ago, a healer. I was promoting my Ho'oponopono training, and a healer approached me and said, I would love to know more about niching, clarifying my message. And I was like, oh my God. And bang, ignited, activated. I've just spent 4 weeks really doing what I do best, and that is curriculum design. And I've come up with something that I'm just passionate about, and it's the energy I felt back in 2011, that day when I walked out of that school, realizing this is the thing. So I just wanted to share that little journey around feeling frustrated and not knowing, and just stick with it, because everything's guiding you into that right direction. But what I can do is actually help you to clarify it, get clear, use human design to identify your genius, get super clear on how to write, clarify your message, convey the idea to the audience, and write copy that converts. But anyway, that's enough from me, because I actually have to meet a client now. And so much love, as always. See you soon. More on this coming up.